Hi, and welcome to the Theme Park Trader Podcast with your hosts, Ryan and Dan.
Hello.
This week we're doing another poll review, so I'll explain why in a minute. But we're doing the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Ooh.
Why did that sound like a cold shudder?
I don't know. That's like the most magical thing I could think of in my head. Don't know why. We're doing the Wizarding World of Harry Potter in Universal Orlando. I know there are other Wizarding Worlds, but we're doing Universal Orlando specifically. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the podcast.
Each of us has a dream, a heart's desire. It calls to us. And when we're brave enough to listen and bold enough to pursue, that dream will lead us on a journey to discover who we're meant to be. All we have to do is look inside our hearts and unlock the magic.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
So, Dan, Easter is among us.
It is.
This episode will be going out on Easter Monday. We are recording on Easter Sunday.
April Fool's Day.
It's also April Fool's Day, yes.
Not that we can do any, because this is going out on Monday, which is the 2nd of April, and then we'll just look like fools ourselves then.
Yeah, exactly. We are the fools.
Yeah.
Well, although Poor Reviews is usually quite a foolish episode.
True. It's quite appropriate then, really, isn't it?
So I think we'll be alright. So, have you had any chocolate yet?
Not yet, actually.
What have you been doing?
No. I haven't opened them up yet.
I'm going to try and I was going to try and sneak a munchie, but considering I've now mentioned chocolate, I feel like I can get away with it.
Yeah, you can hear the wrapper going already. I don't think you could have sneaked that. I can hear the wrapper.
Well, it's Easter, isn't it? Why not?
Yeah. And munchies are sort of like they're quite loud wrapper as well, so, can't get away with that.
But I did have plans to do another episode today, but I couldn't quite get the information I wanted together quickly enough. And I was out at 2 birthday celebrations last night, so I only really had this morning to get things together. So I was looking at poor reviews, I was looking at what we've done, and I can't believe we haven't done the Wizarding World of Harry Potter.
No, I'm surprised we haven't done that yet, considering how many years it's been open now.
I mean, we've done Universal, but not done the Wizarding World specifically. And I was thinking, I wonder how many poor reviews there are. And there's like 2% are poor and terrible combined, which is very
impressive,
good.
Isn't it?
Which is very good.
Impressive.
Which usually means, so we're talking like combined 492. Which I think is going to result in the people that do leave poor reviews are going to be brilliant. It's usually the way. Yeah. It's usually the way. So for those of you that don't know, I know there's a lot of you that have listened to these before, but what we do is we find the worst reviews that people have left for theme park rides, theme park areas, theme parks themselves, restaurants, whatever it may be, and we just read them out. Usually it ends up that I, for some reason, end up doing weird voices, like Boothman. Go back 2 episodes for Boothman. Like, he seems to be quite a popular character now.
It's a classic, isn't it? What was that? That was Planet Hollywood, wasn't it?
That was Planet Hollywood, yeah. So the Planet Hollywood episode is where Boothman makes an appearance. I don't know where he came from. He seems to be like a cross between an old man and Gandalf.
Yeah, Gandalf is an old man, so...
Whoa, what is it, isn't he? Like, isn't he like some kind of, like, weird, like, celestial... Like,
are you suggesting that he's basically 20, but he just looks like he's sort of 60?
Yeah, exactly. So I reckon let's get into the Wizarding World, and I think what better way to feel like you're having a magical Easter. I don't know why this compare Christianity to magic, but there we go.
Well, the third one doesn't sound very magical. It's that first sentence, that first line. Wow.
Oh, okay, we'll get to that. I've just seen that. Yeah, we'll get to that. There's going to be some clangers, that's for sure.
Oh, that is a real clanger.
So let's start off with Michelle from Buffalo, New York. And she says, not what I was hoping for. I'm a true Harry Potter fan, so you can imagine...
those big fat phonies.
Yeah, exactly. And she's rating herself as a true Harry Potter fan. So you can imagine how excited I was knowing I was finally getting to go and experience the wizard world of Harry Potter. First of all, she's not got the name right. I'm questioning her knowledge right now.
Yeah, and she hasn't capitalised it, which is annoying me.
Yeah, I mean, you're not really a fan. Can I just say, to start things off, before we go into this review in any more detail, I am a massive Harry Potter fan. I love the books. The movies I am less keen on. I know some of you are going... But they don't do the books justice. If you're a real Harry Potter fan, you're a fan of the books, and that's where your knowledge sits, and that's where you begin your fandom.
That sounds like Harry Potter snobbery there.
Yeah,
if you like the films, if you're not really a fan.
No, I didn't say that. I said that your fandom starts in the books.
Okay,
I like the films, but no, they don't really do the books justice, which I know is difficult. Philosopher's Stone, Chamber of Secrets, incredible movies. They take the books and they do as much as they can. Then it just goes downhill from there. But let's not get into that. Let's get into the wizarding world of Harry Potter. I'm just saying that as a Harry Potter fan, I can kind of resonate with these people and whether they're being stupid or not. So she goes on to say, well, my world came crashing down when I got there. Yes, it is cool when you walk in and see the buildings, and that is about it. The shops are very small and not a lot of variety. There are only 3 rides overall between the 2 parks, and the sand experience is a joke.
What?
What does she mean?
Sand experience? I can't think of anywhere there's sand.
But I can't think of a word to replace that to make that sentence make any sense.
No.
Oh, the sand.
Where's she? She's not getting to Lost Forbidden. Was it the Forbidden Continent?
Oh, let's not talk about the Forbidden Continent.
You can imagine there being sand there.
Yeah, I don't understand what she's talking about.
She's like walking in there and she's like, this isn't Harry Potter at all.
I was truly so sad. Oh, sorry, have I missed it? Yeah. No, I'm right. I was truly so sad, disappointed, and mad that they overcharged you for something that you can see in a few minutes. Will not be recommended this park to my friends or family. I felt it was a waste of my hard vacation time and money.
Is that meant to be hard earned?
I think so. Yeah. I think you're going to get kicked out of the park if you're going around the vacation. On the cusp. That's what we are. We're on the cusp.
So she's revealed. So this is both parks. She's talking about. Is this? She's
kind of treating Harry Potter as a park, which it's not.
Yeah, she's kind of like saying it's a separate park on its own, and there's only 3 rides. She says, what was it? You can see in a few minutes. I know you can see it in a few minutes, but you can't go on with the rides in a few minutes.
No, I don't know what she's doing here. Go back to New York, Michelle.
And how many? There's definitely depends if you class the train ride. You got 4 rides there.
Yeah,
I'm sure they class it as a ride, wouldn't they?
They definitely would.
Attraction.
Yeah, they definitely would. I would certainly class that a ride more than the Flight of the Hippogriff.
Yeah. It's not exactly white knuckle, is it?
No. The next one is from MLC Bertram. They say terribly customer service. Not as bad as that terribly grammar.
Yeah. Spot on.
And they start by saying, looks cool, 2 great rides, but ridiculous customer service. 1. My son is allergic to dairy. I love the people that make the lists. They're kind of my favourite people on these. 1. My son is allergic to dairy, so we ordered the buttermilk without the whipped topping. We were told the recipe is trademarked, so we can't serve it without whipped topping. Really? The night before, Disney served my son a menu with dairy-free dessert options, and Universal can't manage to withhold a whipped topping. Their response to us was, here's a spoon so you can scrape it off. To be fair, that is pretty bad.
It depends how they make it, doesn't it? Do they put a whipped topping on it after, or does it just?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They pour the drink and then put the whipped thing on top.
Right. It's a bit strange, to say the recipe is trademarked, so we can't serve it without it.
Yeah, although I have experience of working with elements, is all I can say, under NDAs that I've signed, of working with J.K. Rowling, and yeah, I bet that's a kind of a dick move that has been put in by her.
What to say? It can't. Why don't they just call it? They should call it not butterbeer.
Yeah, but that seems a little bit harsh. I kind of agree with him on that. Like, I'm with him or her. I'm with him so far. Number 2. One of the gates on the Hogwarts Express snapped back and hit my son in the face. I couldn't hold it in. I'm sorry. It's not funny. It's not funny, but it is.
That is funny.
One of the gates on the Hogwarts Express snapped back and hit my son in the face, giving him a black eye. It's not his day, is it?
No, butterbeer, black eye.
But that's kind of on you, isn't it? Like, not sick.
Yeah, like what is he doing there? Is somebody held the gate, or somebody gone through the gate and then not held it for him, and the kids just walked through?
He's like perfect eye height.
Yeah,
for the gate,
for the bar,
and it's just gone twong.
That is incredible.
I asked for ice and was directed to the 3 broomsticks. No one at the Hogwarts Express was terribly interested in helping and fighting the crowds to get to the 3 broomsticks with a screaming child. Isn't exactly easy or efficient. Well, that's some poor use of commas there. Next one. Can it get worse? Let's find out. Number 3. 3 broomsticks. Decent food. He's not gone for the ice. He's got straight for the food.
No, he's just gone in and been like, "Oh, that's a good menu. I'm just going to sit down." His kid's just crying with a black eye.
Don't worry about it.
And lack of butterbeer.
My kids had some leftovers they wanted to keep for later in the day or back at the room at night. Universal's response: we don't do carry-out containers. You have to finish your food here or throw it out. That was him, not me, by the way.
I don't know what the means.
Number 4, 3 broomsticks again. Okay. I'm feeling like he's not really got the numbered list down either.
No, I'm concerned about the ice as well. When's the ice coming up?
I don't know. I inquired. Wrong use of inquired.
Spelling.
There, yeah.
Yeah, and lack of capitalisation.
I inquired about ingredients, and the server told me, "I don't think there is milk in it. You should be fine." It's an EpiPen waiting to happen. I did ultimately get to a chef who was helpful, and my son was able to order the French fries, which was all that met his dairy-free criteria. Beyond the mediocre service, Hogsmeade left much to be desired. It's basically a way for Universal to get you to buy the second park access. No shrieking shack, few spells, you can't really see Hagrid's heart, no Zonkos, and no space. Just crammed in there. Too many fake storefronts was super disappointing. More importantly, if you're a parent of a child with food allergies, avoid or prepare that you might not be eating that day. Also note that Disney World will give you complete allergy menus at every restaurant and make lots of accommodations. I think he does make some fair points there, to be fair.
Yeah, what about Universal and their food allergy stuff?
Yeah, there's a lot of people with food allergies. There's a lot of people that go out there with things like diabetes, like myself, that kind of take it a lot more seriously than I do when I'm on vacation. I'm just straight in there with an ice cream and I up my insulin dosage. I'm like, it'll be fine. I'm on holiday. But in all seriousness, there's a lot of people with allergies, with food, not just food allergies, but kind of, they've got other things related to food. I think we were talking to Steph a few weeks ago, and she was the first to admit that, I don't really want to use the word picky, but I think she did use that word, and she struggled with food and kind of choosing things that were right for her, and there's lots of people like that, and if Universal aren't really catering to that, that's quite disappointing to hear, and it's not good enough.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of accept that Universal isn't as what's the word?
Good.
Accommodating as Disney. I think Disney will bend over backwards.
They will, especially when it comes to food.
Yeah.
When I first, as I've said it before in the podcast, when I first got diabetes and I went to Disney World, every point they bent over backwards to give me sugar-free stuff, etc., etc. As I've said, I'm on a different type of insulin now. It's a bit more flexible, so I kind of just go for it when I'm away. But Yeah, that is very disappointing to hear. And if that is an issue that's in some cases down to secret recipes and things like that, that's a bit ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a bit crazy. Yeah, but did they ever get their ice?
He's like, my son got a black eye. Move on. I've seen food.
Yeah, decent food.
Ooh, black pudding. I'll give that a go.
His black eye reminded him to try the black pudding.
Black pudding at 316. Go for that. Next one is the one that we spotted earlier, and it says overpriced. It's from Nash Yankee in Nashville, Tennessee. Sorry, I do apologise. I couldn't not do it.
It sounded like you were saying Tennessee.
Yeah, that is what I said.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Next one, and he says, "Come on, talk about raping your fans." Wow.
That was the line that did it for me.
He's capitalised the raping as well.
I know. What a way to start a review.
That's not a word that you need to capitalise mid-sentence. You don't capitalise it unless you're starting with it. Come on. They are so overcharging for souvenirs. This was as bad, if not worse, than going to a concert. These are kids and families going here. Best recommendation is find what you want and compare shop online before buying anything. Wow.
So this guy's not happy about the pricing. I'm getting that vibe.
Yeah, he thinks it's overpriced and that fans are being raped.
Wow.
I mean, it's a theme park. It doesn't matter where you go. It's going to be expensive.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's limited to Harry Potter.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when I first went to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, and I turned up and I saw the robes, and they were $100 at the time. I think they've gone up actually now.
Oh, really? Well, I know they were pricey, weren't they?
Yeah, I think they've gone up to, I want to say like $130, $140 now, but they were $100 when I first went, and I was like, oh, Jesus. I love them.
I mean, that's the thing. They know they're going to sell them, don't they?
I've got Slytherin robes. I'm looking at them right now. I'm a Hufflepuff, by the way, but Slytherin robes look cooler. I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, they know they've got a captive audience, don't they? Yeah,
you're going to pay it, and you know what? If you're going into a theme park and you're going into a whole land dedicated to Harry Potter, and you're not expecting it to be expensive, that's on you.
Oh yeah, completely.
That's on you. That's
yeah, I mean, I think the difficult thing is when you've got kids and they want the Harry Potter robes, they're so expensive, and you know they're going to grow out of them soon.
Yeah.
So it's got to be tough on parents, isn't it?
Yeah. This next one, by the way, is absolutely incredible, and I think this person is maybe a little bit biased. They're from Birmingham in the UK. Harriet here. And she says, cannot replace a trip to the Harry Potter studios in Watford. I've been to the Harry Potter studios in Watford, and while it is fantastic, don't get me wrong, it's great to see the movie props and everything like that, it's not as good as the Wizarding World in Harry Potter. But okay, let's read it out. This attraction was not a patch on the Harry Potter studios in Watford Gap. She's very specific about where this place is. However, as many tourists are not able to visit the London attraction, this is the second best option. Disappointed. There's like no specifics in there at all.
No reasoning. I mean, they're completely different things.
They are. One is a tour of a movie studio, and one is like putting you into the movie.
Yeah, and seeing and going on rides and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah, like you're supposed to be muggles being let into the Wizarding World. That's kind of the point, isn't it? But I hate that when I'm there. I hate it when they call me a muggle. I just turn around and be like, shut up, you filthy mudblood scum!
I like how she says, however, as many tourists are not able to visit the London attraction, so you know because you can't fit as many people in, you're going to have to go to Harry Potter World.
I mean, they are. You're right. They're not comparable. I think the only things that you can compare are the fact they both serve butterbeer.
And they both have Harry Potter in the name.
I mean, I don't know if you've been to the studio tour.
I haven't, no.
But it's marketed as a studio tour.
Yeah.
You know, that's what you're going for. You're going to see the props and things from the movie. And I loved it. I thought it was brilliant. But it's not a theme park. It's not there to try and bring you into the Wizarding World. You can't compare them.
You really can't. And she's given no effort into trying to compare. Why?
No. I mean, Harriet, if you listen to the podcast, and I hope you do, please write into us and let us know why you think. What is the justification of your review? Because it doesn't make any sense right now.
Yeah, why do they not compare?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a positive thing that nobody's found that comment useful.
Yes. I'm not going to thank Harry at 275.
No, I think 2 people found the rapey comment useful, which is a little bit concerning.
Unbelievable. The next one says, and I thought it wouldn't be too long until we got to the weights. The next one says 250 minutes wait. This is from Chris B in Aberdeen. Another UK review. After 4 hours of waiting, the magic was somewhat lost. The staff were embarrassed when they were apologising for the disgrace. That's it. That's the review.
I mean, I'm assuming he's talking about... Well,
it's the Christmas period, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, this was reviewed on the 8th of January, so yeah, you're over Christmas time. He doesn't say which attraction it is, does he? But presumably it's going to be one of the big ones.
It's going to be either Escape from Gringotts or Forbidden Journey, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be one of them, isn't it?
If you're waiting that long for Hippogriff, you're going wrong.
Yeah.
You're definitely going wrong.
I mean, you could even say it was a train, potentially, because that does bring big queues,
I did wait a long time the first time I rode the Hogwarts Express.
Yeah, I mean, when I was there in June, the queues were really quiet for it.
Yeah.
But obviously, it had been open a little while and that sort of thing. But yeah, when it first opened, there was sort of like 1 to 2 hour queues, I think, to go on the train.
Which is essentially, I mean, it's a good, reasonably good attraction, but it is essentially just to get you into either Adventure or back into Universal Studios.
Yeah, and you get a little bit of a
scream,
a little bit of a clip. Yeah. It's quite well done.
It's very well done.
Clever.
It is very well done. Yeah, apart from the dodgy voices on the cast.
Yeah. But I think when you see like
Emma Watson,
yeah, when you see the sort of the shadow on the glass, that's all very cool.
Yeah, the Dementor.
Yeah, and the characters moving past.
Yeah, I mean, Dan, if you're going to reference Harry Potter, can you at least get the characters in there, please?
I was just kind of mentioning, I was covering all of them. All of them.
You've got anything off the trolley, dears?
Yeah. You got that, and you got the Harry, Ron, and
Bloody
Hermione.
hell, Harry.
Does he say that? I think he might. Does he?
I don't know if he does.
I can't remember. Yeah.
It feels like he should.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a classic line.
Next one is somebody else complaining about the waiting time. As their review says, waiting time. That's the title.
In summary.
Yeah. Although a lot of effort has gone into producing this side of the park, the sparkle by the time you get to the ride has gone. I'm going to end that sentence because he hasn't. Waited over 210 minutes for this one. It was well done.
Which one?
No, it was well done and enjoyed. Because Wizarding World of Harry Potter, it's kind of supposed to be the Forbidden Journey area, isn't it? But I don't know if people were leaving reviews of both here.
No, I mean obviously we had one earlier, didn't they? They said they were classing it as both bits.
So I mean, technically speaking, I think Wizarding World is just that one part, but we'll let it slide. I don't really know what people are leaving reviews on. So he or she says, we waited over 210 minutes for this one. It was well done and enjoyed it, but waited too long. And when you get through the lockers and shop, which only had 2 people working on the tills, this ride can take you in excess of 4 hours, so leave plenty of time, and by then the magic is gone.
He keeps saying about the magic being gone, doesn't he, in this one?
Please, people that leave reviews on TripAdvisor, can you learn when to use commas and full stops?
There's literally that whole thing is one sentence.
It's one sentence with no commas.
They've used the full stop at the end.
Yeah, any pause there has been done by me because I'm trying to make sense of it. Next one is from J Traveller 26 from Orlando, Florida, and it reads 4 attractions and tons overpriced of shops. It's not looking good.
I mean, at least they've got the number of attractions right, I suppose.
4 listen to this: 4 attractions and tons overpriced of shops. That's the title. It doesn't even make any sense.
No. Classic.
Visited Universal to enjoy the Harry Potter attractions at both Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure. That's a well-structured sentence.
I know, and thanks for summarising which part you're reviewing.
Yeah, this is good so far. Only 3 rides plus Hogwarts Express. Ooh.
Okay. Good start.
Aside from the Hogwarts Express, rides are jerky with loads of 3D animation to make something of the rides. The shops are filled with overpriced items. 2 types of wizard wands. $44 for not interactive and $50 for inactive. He says,
I think he means interactive.
I think he does, but he's basically just described the same thing.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
And he's done it. He's done it again.
Inactive causes items around the park to respond. I saw families having to purchase two and three of these and spend hours waving wands at storefront windows. Shoot me now. Wow.
I don't purchase 2 and 3 of these.
I think 2 or 3.
Presumably that means because they've got like 2 or 3 kids.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not being funny, but this person starts at the first sentence. It's very good English. And then it just goes to crap, doesn't it?
It just plummets, doesn't it? It really does.
It's terrible. This next one is from Jason T. And the title is I Hate People. I love the Harry Potter reference in this as well. Wait for it. Harry Potter fans, you're going to like this. We visited on a colder day, so I can only assume it was also a slower day. Everything was crowded. Too crowded. I uttered many unforgivable curses that day. Huh? See what we did there?
I love how when they have these reviews, I mean, this was reviewed on the 6th of January.
Yeah.
So we're talking the Christmas period. So it's going to be busy. And he's just like, oh, because it was colder, it must be quiet. But he's probably on like Christmas Day or something.
Yeah, right, yeah.
But I love how when people review these rides and you know, parks and stuff, they complain about the crowds. That's nothing to do with it's not the park's fault.
No, you're going during the 2-week break at Christmas.
Yeah, and it's like, well, you want to go.
Yeah.
So why would other people not want to go?
I mean, and related to that, at least the next person realises this, because the title of their review is, What was I thinking going this time of year? We're segueing perfectly. The place is great, but probably the worst time of year to vacation there. So crowded, even with the express pass and staying on property to get in an hour earlier with the thousands of others doing the same thing. The interactive, they spell interactive correctly.
It's good.
The interactive Harry Potter one would be cool, but you're in line waiting behind 6 other kids and or creepy adults doing the same thing. I'm assuming this person is an adult though. Yeah,
I mean, you'd assume anyone reviewing is going to be an adult.
Yeah,
be a strange child. I'm going to say, if you're going to the Harry Potter world and then I'm going to write a review on this.
Also, I'm not being funny, but just because you buy an interactive one, which I haven't done myself yet because it's quite expensive for what it is, in my opinion, I don't think that makes you creepy. If you're a fan and you're an adult and you want to interact with the wands and you want to do those things, that doesn't make you creepy. That just means you're getting involved and having a good time.
Yeah, I mean, there's no indication of is this person we've gone to say this person is an adult, but there's no indication of whether this person has children or not.
No.
So we don't know the reasonings. There's a lot of people that go to the Harry Potter world because they're fans of Harry Potter's, if they're adults, because they grew up with the Harry Potter franchise.
Exactly.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No. They go on to say, I guess you have to pretend you're surprised when it's your turn, and the display in the window does the exact same thing for the 6 kids/adults before you. Silly waste of time. Not for
Why
the
did
kids.
you corrupt them? Yeah.
I get it for the adults, they've seen it, but it's still fun. You still get to wave your wand and pretend you're a wizard. That's still fun. But for kids, even if they do see it, it looks like they're doing the magic themselves. That's the point.
Yeah, because the person in front of them was doing it.
They're also
now
a
it's
wizard
your
or
turn
witch.
to do it.
Right, that's the waits were endless. See my photo of the 200-minute wait for Escape from Gringotts. Lines for food were long also, even for an $8 pretzel and a $12.50 hot dog.
Why would what you're ordering make a difference to the line?
I don't know. Excuse me, I only want an $8 pretzel. All right.
Oh, well, you come forward then. You come forward.
Come this way, sir. Have you got a booth? Booth. I don't get the seniors who were there without grandkids. Wow, this guy's an arsehole, isn't he?
Yeah.
Probably local season pass holders just getting in the way of families. The same people who are retired but still go food shopping on the weekends with the working class. Okay, I do understand that point.
I mean, that's a fair point, but yeah.
The rest is unfair. Like,
completely.
Just because you're old, it doesn't mean you don't have the right to go to a theme park.
Yeah.
And enjoy Harry Potter. Wow, this person has gone from making a fair point to being an arsehole. Yeah, you might want to see the park during the holidays, but go between Thanksgiving and Christmas when the kids are still in school. The parade was surprisingly very good. I liked how they enforced Disney-type parade rules. When you're there early to stake up your spot along the parade route, there's always some jerks who come in late and think they can get in front of you, and employees kept that from happening. The light show on Hogwarts was cool. So it's a cool place, and you can see everything in 2 days, but not at this time of year.
I like the point about the employees kept that from happening. I just had visions of them dragging somebody out into the middle and just beating them with wands.
Yeah, it's like in the first book where Ron shoves his wand up the troll's nose. They're just like, "Come here, you!"
Just like shove him up the nose and just start whacking them with wands.
They're like, "Muggle bogies."
I mean, to be fair, the people that do that completely deserve that.
Yeah, they do. They totally do. It's bang out of order. Like that kid who sat on the bin in front of me when I've been waiting for 2.5 hours.
You're not going to let that go, are you? She's lucky you didn't have a one, people.
Yeah, he's very lucky. Next one says, tall and big, not allowed the rides. Okay. The 2 rides, one at each park, do not accommodate big and tall people like myself and my son. And this person doesn't say which one's which. And they do not tell you until after you have waited in line for over 75 minutes and you try and close the bar, and it won't because your shoulders are too high or too broad. That's it. That's the review.
I mean, we had this before, didn't we? Where was it? Was it last week or the weekend before?
It must have been. Yeah, it was last week because we were doing Pandora.
Oh yeah, and there's somebody complaining about the size there, weren't they?
Yeah.
As well. I mean, this person did give no indication of how big they are.
Yeah.
Or tall, or big and tall. Family of giants.
Yeah. Excuse me. I don't know why giants speak like that.
I don't. Yeah, they do in films though, don't they?
They do. Yeah. I was imagining the BFG. I don't know why. Next one says weight limits on rides.
Now that's spelt weight as in
they spelt
heaviness.
They spelt it as in weight as in pounds. And
maybe that is the.
No, it's not, because they said you should warn people about weight limits before they stand in line for 2 hours. Universal had no right to sell that many tickets on 26th of the 12th to 31st of the 12th to the park. At one point, we were almost involved in what could have been a stampede just by packing us in line to get into the village. Crowds were extremely dangerous. Wow.
I love that. It's about weight.
I mean,
completely wrong.
Kimberly from California. Sorry, she's not from California. She's from Carolina, South Carolina. I do apologise. Please go back to school. Either way,
I just like how she starts talking about a stampede. I could just imagine, like
Jumanji style. It's a stampede. Next one says disappointed from Shady 1980. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, but Universal let me down. The crowds are insane here, and the way they do the crowd control is terrible. There is also only one bathroom. The only good ride was the Forbidden Journey, but the screen was blurry, and I couldn't wait longer than an hour for this.
Maybe your glasses.
Your glasses, yeah, I was going to say. Due to there are 2 separate lines, but no way to tell which is which, and both lines lead to the same spot, the dreaded locker room. Wow.
What?
There is a line for people with bags and one for people without. Both end up in a locker room where you have to place all your belongings and pay for it. It ends up in chaos. And people who were behind you are now in front of you. So here's a tip to cut what time in half. If it sounds like I'm struggling, it's because I am, because this review is awfully written.
Yeah, he's not having some kind of stroke while he's trying to read this.
So I'll go into it in a minute. Skip the line and go into the store the ride lets you off in. You can access the locker room from there and get into the line. Universal really needs to get together like Disney does. Oh man.
Talk about getting it together. This guy needs to get it together.
I think what he's trying to say is go through the store to go to the locker room and don't go to the ride to go to the locker room. I think that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Either way, I do think there's a valid point in there somewhere. In the locker situation, at Universal, especially on the Harry Potter attractions, is an absolute disaster.
Oh, it completely is, isn't it? Especially when it's busy.
Oh, it's horrendous.
This guy reviewed on the 29th of December, so it is going to be busy.
Yeah.
And I get the point about, because you do have to queue up. If you go through the main rides, you queue up, you get to the lockers, and then you have to queue up again.
Yeah.
And you end up, it's a bit of a free-for-all, isn't it, to try and get back into queue.
Yeah.
So they do need to sort that out a bit. I think they did it better with Gringotts, didn't they?
Yeah, it is a bit more spaced out.
The lockers
are amazing.
No, they're completely separate, aren't they, to the queue?
That's right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, sorry, you're right. They're kind of to the right of the attraction entrance. You have to go in to get there. Yeah, in kind of Hogsmeade, it's bloody awful.
Yeah, especially as the ride dumps out into the lockers. So you've got people trying to get out of the ride and just go through because they don't have any lockers, or people wanting to put stuff into the lockers, or people trying to get stuff out of the lockers, and it's just like an absolute it's absolute chaos in there, isn't it?
It's not something that would have been designed by a wizard or witch, that's for sure. They would have made room.
I think they need to separate it out, just completely separate the closing of the ride and the lockers.
We said it before, why Universal did not scrap the Lost Continent is just beyond me. They could have made that area so much better. There would have been room for stuff. It's just very weird.
Yeah.
Let's skip the next one because they spelled geeks wrong and it upsets me. Next one's from Stuart in Portsmouth, in the UK. For those of you in the States that don't know where Portsmouth is, they say could do a lot shouting better. Hogsmeade is great, and I really loved the light display that was on the Hogwarts Castle for Christmas. Space aplenty to walk around and relax. That's really not. But same things to buy in the shops as in Diagon, which is kind of annoying.
I get that.
Yeah, expand the range. Yeah, I think that's fair. Diagon Alley is, in a word, cramped. I mean, yes, okay, make it cramped so it reflects the film's books, but really? Wake up, please. The shops are dreadful. A slim person has to thread their way through the same merchandise in every shop. Make more variety in your merchandise and drop the prices by 20% to make more money as you will sell more. Oh, this guy knows business. Watch out, we got a businessman here. You have so much space and yet you make every building cramped for a normal person. But here is the kicker. Oh dear, I'm sorry, this is not me saying this, okay? Here's the kicker. Americans in Florida are not normal size any more than they are big. They ride mobility scooters bloody everywhere. So they don't have to walk, and people with children, sometimes as old as 12, are using pushchairs. There is no room to walk.
Are they saying that people are in the pushchairs or pushing the pushchairs?
I think he's saying that children aged 12 are in pushchairs.
Okay, I don't think I've seen that. But
no,
okay.
I don't think I've seen that. I don't think I've seen it either. There is no room to walk. The rides in Hogsmeade were good, but very, very short. Hippogriff, not spelt right at all. It's gone into some kind of Egyptian word. Hippogriff ride was once around a 20-second track. You can see that, though. You can see that.
Yeah.
If the track is there. And the castle ride was very stop-start, and although good, just felt it had more potential as a ride. It is a ride. Did he not get to the ride? Did he walk to the lockers and walk back round? We're like, oh, that's a bit weird.
That's a bit disappointing, wasn't it?
It is a ride. What's he talking about? Really, I hate to say it, but Disney would have made Harry Potter World absolutely amazing, and Universal made it meh for me. Also, the train was pointless. 40-minute queue, spelt wrong, in a train station. If I wanted to do that, I'd have stayed in the UK. Yeah, I do like the fact that they've tried to make it like a UK train station, but have just completely arsed it up. Like, they've got like luggage sitting everywhere. If that happened at King's Cross, let me tell you, it would be evacuated in seconds.
And I mean, to be fair, the train station that they've made is a lot cleaner.
Yes, it's like pristine. It doesn't look anything like King's Cross. And also, what I find the most hilarious is that you've got that little like shop to the left, and it sells things like Golden Wonder crisps and things like that, and like I can't remember what they're called, the caramel bars, which you just don't find in the UK really, very rarely, and you certainly don't find them in like snack stands in a train station. And it's just
No, I
like,
think you're more likely to find a pack of cigarettes and a bottle of vodka or something.
yeah, exactly. I'd be much more up for buying a bottle of vodka, to be fair. And that's just a bit odd. But I think his point around Americans in Florida is a little harsh.
That is very harsh, yeah.
I mean, just to bucket everyone into that group is very harsh. I mean, yes, there's no doubt about it. I don't think there's anyone listening that will disagree with the fact that there are a select few of people in mobility scooters that do not need to be in mobility scooters and are in mobility scooters because they just don't want to walk. I think, I have people in the family with disabilities that get very angered by people like this because they don't need to be there. They are just lazy. And I understand that. And that is a select few. That's not everyone. You get elderly people that are in mobility scooters because it's a struggle. 35-degree heat, like, that's impossible. You get people that are generally disabled, are ill for whatever reason. And you know what? If you did see a kid that was maybe aged 11 or 12 in a buggy, I'm not being funny, but if you're at the parks from 7 in the morning until 9 at night, that's tough. Like,
It's a tiring day, isn't it?
I struggle, and I'm almost 27. Like, for a child, it doesn't matter how old they are, it's tough. And if you're not allowing them to nap and you want them to shut up and you sit them in a stroller for a few hours, you know what? Fair enough. I don't see the issue.
I got to say that I love this guy's comment about the train. He's kind of like, the train is part of Harry Potter, and he's like, there's a train ride. If I wanted to do that, I'd stay in the UK.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but you wouldn't be boarding like an old-fashioned steam train, would you? But okay.
No.
The funny thing about that is where he's like, yeah, it's just a train, isn't it? It's just, yeah, whatever. But the one thing I don't like about that is the way that it reverses into the station. That really annoys me.
What? Depending on which way it goes?
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it just really aggravates me that it does that.
Yeah, you think they'd be able to turn it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, there should be like a little turntable just on the outside. Like, even if there's like an unloading area and then it does it.
Because you wouldn't even know it was doing it, would you?
No, because it moves so slowly.
Yeah, you can't really tell when it's moving. You can't, like, they could make it feel like it's moving.
Yeah.
And you could just be completely stood still, if for all you know, inside.
Yeah. I just think that's something that I don't want to compare Disney to Universal and say that Disney would have done it better, because there's a reason why J.K. Rowling chose Universal, and I think that's because Universal were prepared to put more money and more effort into it. That's just my view on it. But I think with things like that, the small details, Disney would have done a better job. I don't think.
Yeah, probably.
I don't think Disney would allow like the train to reverse backwards. I understand, because Universal were very limited on space, very limited. But at the same time, it just looks weird for the Hogwarts Express to be reversing, and that's not really how trains tend to work, especially when there's passengers on them. I understand they can go backwards, but they don't tend to when there's people on them. So, next one says, rides are fun, but do not bring anything that won't fit in your pocket. And they've done a great job for the Harry Potter enthusiast recreating Diagon Alley and Hogsmeade. However, before any ride, you have to store anything that won't fit in your pocket into a provided locker. The locker rooms are a madhouse. They are not supervised, and the technology used doesn't work properly.
I think that seems very harsh to give a 1-star review.
Just because of the lockers.
Because of the lockers.
Yeah.
Like, he's saying they've done a great job at recreating these parks, but lockers really drag it down. 1 star.
Yeah, it is a little bit harsh. I think that they are a pain. They are a massive pain. They are supervised, but only by one person who's trying to manage like 600 lockers.
Yeah, and I mean, as we've said, they're a pain. They're a bit. It's not very well organised, particularly at the what's it called? Forbidden Journey.
Yeah,
but it's just a small part.
I'm not sure it's deserving of 1 star for that.
No, really not.
Next one says, overcrowded and extremely commercial. This is from Larry Yaz in West Palm Beach.
Welcome to a theme park.
Yeah. Hello, you've arrived at a theme park. All I remember is being shoved all over the place and having to scramble to find a locker, which was Esquire to store your belongings. I think he means required.
I think so. I don't know what's gone wrong there.
He's just randomly typed Esquire into it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how you post, how you go. Yes, that seems right, and hit post on a review.
But I like how he's come to do a review, and he's like, "Oh, I don't remember anything of this place. I'm going to review it again."
Yeah, and also he's gone extremely commercial and hasn't touched on it at all in his review.
No, and I don't think he's even mentioned anything about the overcrowding either.
No, he's just talking about the lockers.
I suppose he said being shoved all over the place, hasn't he?
Yeah. But yeah, I don't really. Yeah, shut up.
I like how he's kind of suggested that because I'm being shoved over the place, I've kind of had some sort of memory loss.
Yeah, all I'm picturing is this guy going, like, getting shoved in the back, going, just like all
just
the way from the entrance of Wizarding World through
just being
Forbidden
pushed all the way. He has no control over his movement.
Do you think he's just stood there and people were just like, get out of the way, why aren't you moving? Just being shoved through the line.
He's just managed to get all the way to the front of the line without even moving
He's
himself.
Just being shoved, yeah.
Yeah.
Next one is from Jennifer in Tunnel Hill, Georgia, and she says, heavy people can't ride. I loved the Wizarding World. Universal has done a great job with their look and feel. Even the souvenirs were cool and stayed on theme. It's the first person that said the souvenirs were good. What Universal has done is to exclude heavy people from the two major rides, and that is a real disappointment. I paid the same price. Maybe you should have paid twice. I paid the same price, waited in the same lines, and should get the same treatment. These are new rides, and they aren't turning you upside down. They almost do, actually, on the Forbidden Journey.
Yeah.
They should have designed them to be all-inclusive. They have tester seats outside because it's such a problem. Disney doesn't have this issue. Well, actually they do. Why do they? It was a big, no pun intended, unfair letdown.
I don't understand. Like, this person's complaining about their weight. I don't know if any rides ever said you're too heavy. Surely it's the size of you.
Yes.
Surely that's the problem.
It is. And you know what? I do understand there are some illnesses, there's some, and the way that you treat some illnesses where you have to take tablets and that makes you put on weight and, things like that. And that's fair enough. And I understand that. But at the same time, I don't think it's fair for people to expect a theme park, and we touched on it last week, to build an attraction from scratch with limited space to kind of meet the... To give that experience that they wanted to give guests, and they can't. They have to hit a point where they go, I'm sorry, you're £600 or whatever. Maybe that's quite excessive, but you're £500, whatever it may be.
I think that's still quite excessive. Half a ton.
I don't understand pounds. I work in stone.
But yeah, I know what you mean.
Pounds make up stone, but I work in stones. But you get to a point where you're like, I'm sorry, you're 25 stone. You cannot go on this. It will break the ride.
They cannot accommodate all sizes. They just can't.
No,
because you'd get to a point where you build a seat that's so large to accommodate a certain size person that it wouldn't accommodate small people.
No, and it's the same thing as saying, okay, well, you know what, my 3-year-old child should be able to go on this roller coaster. It's exactly the same argument.
Yeah,
it's exactly.
Why can't I bring my 12-month-old baby on?
No, I mean, I'm not seeing a review from Peter Dinklage here saying it's unfair that he can't ride this coaster. Maybe there is.
Maybe we haven't got to it yet. Or maybe he can. Maybe it's fine. I don't know.
I mean, I'd expect them to accommodate Warwick Davis. He is Professor Flitwick, after all.
True.
Next one says, both Harry Potter Land awesome, train cool, but disappointing due to breakdown. I love people that leave these reviews. It's like, what can you do? We enjoyed these parks and the train in between. However, the train's line was advertised as a 35-minute wait, but took over an hour. It also broke down for 20 minutes, and we ended up missing the Christmas Castle. Some new attraction. Super disappointing. It was the main reason we came here. They need to organise the train better when everyone masses toward it at the end. Poorly managed. I mean, things break down at a theme park. It's not really.
You can't really accommodate that. You can't really, plan for that as such, can they?
No, you really can't.
What's this comment about you organise the train better when everyone masses towards it at the end?
What, the exit? The exit. Everyone goes.
Why would everyone? As the park's closing?
I don't know.
Why would everyone rush towards the train if the park's closing?
I'm not sure if he means the exit or people going on it at the end of the day.
Maybe.
I don't know. I have no idea.
I'm not sure.
Next one. Not for tall people or large shoulders. Again, the sides on the seat make it so that you cannot fit properly. You will wait in line for over an hour just to be escorted off in the most shameful manner possible.
I just had this vision of this scene from Game of Thrones. Shame.
Yeah.
Somebody's just like walking in front, ringing a bell.
Getting pelted with like pumpkin juice.
Yeah.
Oh, no!
Look at this person with their abnormal shoulder sizes.
You have large shoulders. Access denied. You just like the klaxon going off as they try and fit into it. Warning! Warning! This person has large shoulders. Please evacuate the ride.
Please clear the way for somebody with abnormal shoulders.
Meanwhile, the person next to them. Warning! Warning! You are too fat to ride. Please leave and stop eating hamburgers.
Put down the fork.
Sir, please put down the fork.
These are quite bespoke alarms that we've got here.
Well, according to these people, they have them. Warning, Jennifer, you are too fat. Please leave.
What's her name? Brilliant.
In Disney, that's possible through the use of Magic Brand technology.
True.
This is
true.
coming, guys. This is
the
coming.
Technology is there.
Next one says, too crowded, rides keep breaking down. The Harry Potter world is beautifully done, if you can see it through all the crowds. The rides take forever because of the crowds and because they keep breaking down. If you go here, don't plan on seeing everything else. Don't plan on seeing anything else at Universal, as it will take up all of your time. What if you go during? That looks like maybe the Thanksgiving period. What do you expect?
Another classic review of overcrowding.
Yes, exactly. Next one, disappointing. We had high expectations to see this, and we were not impressed. Plus the expense of getting in the park. How dare I have to pay to get into this park? How dare they charge me? I think I will stick to reading the books and staying away from the movies, theme parks, etc. Finally, a fan I can relate to.
But I love this. They've given no indication of why they weren't impressed.
Yeah, you're right. And
what does it have to do with the movies? I like how I'm just going to read the books. I don't care about the movies.
I think what they're saying is the theme parks... perhaps they were expecting the Wizarding World of Harry Potter to be based on the books. And while obviously they are, because the films are, they are more connected to the movies, aren't they, than anything else?
Yeah,
they're only connected to the movies, I would say.
Which you completely can completely understand, because people will relate to seeing the movies and seeing what they see in the movies to what they're seeing in front of their faces.
Yes.
Because obviously you read the books and different people will interpret things differently and have different views of it in their mind. Yes,
100%. Although I still believe that the original Dumbledore, played by Richard, was far superior to the other Dumbledore, and I think everybody broadly agrees that is the Dumbledore that they had pictured when they read the books.
Why did they change him?
He died.
Oh. I'm sorry to laugh, but that's not a funny thing. But
the funniness is you going, so why the hell did they fire him? What's going on?
I was thinking he died, and then I thought, well, if you're complaining about him,
I had a cat.
I don't know how you
Dumbledore.
Complain too much.
He died.
I don't know how you can complain so much, because they didn't replace him because he wasn't good.
No,
I think they replaced him for a valid reason.
Yes, they did. They did.
I like how somebody found that review useful though.
Yeah, maybe maybe you can like your own review. I don't know.
Maybe that's why.
I'm going to skip a couple talking about long lines. Next one says, wouldn't go back. Staff were unfriendly, and one was actually downright rude. This is from someone in Dublin, Ireland. To be sure. I'm so sorry. I was about to place my empty tray on the on the tray stand, and he pulled it quite hard out of my hand. I said thank you, despite being shocked, but he just walked away. Food is not great. Fish is tasteless. It was quite a cool day in October, and they didn't think to turn down the air conditioning. We were freezing by the time we left. Love Harry Potter Land, and would never eat there again. I mean,
I don't know if that's a reason not to go back.
Perhaps they should have been reviewing the three broomsticks rather than the entire land.
Maybe. I mean, this is just. I know they're from. It's a classic sort of.
They're from the UK. Why are they eating food from the UK?
But it's a classic sort of. I said thank you despite being shocked. That's classic.
That
UK,
is a classic.
isn't it?
That's a classic British thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really is. It really is. It's like something being snatched from us, and we're like, oh, thank you.
Thank you for helping. Yeah, I just love how they've had a disappointing. What's there? Okay, so they said the food wasn't great, but just don't eat there. Why would that stop you from going back?
I know, and this I think we said it before, but I would personally, and I know there are Brits that like going abroad and eating British food, but I personally would steer clear from British food when I'm not in Britain.
Yeah.
And the Three Broomsticks is a focus on British food, and it's not going to be as good because they're using American ingredients as substitutes for British things. They're not using British pork, or they're not using black pudding from British blood of animals.
I mean, it's like we had one a little while ago, wasn't it? And they were saying how they were British and they had the fish and chips in Epcot, I think it was.
Yes.
And it's like they're not even fish and chips. They're not even British fish and chips.
No, I know. It's
just like
it's complete. Like if you're going there expecting it to taste like your local chippy, you're going to be disappointed.
Yeah, I feel they weren't disappointed.
I have heard that they are meant to be very good fish and chips there, but there's so many, especially when I go in October and you've got the Food and Wine Festival, there's so many other options that it's my last port of call, basically. And by the time I would even remotely think about getting there, I would be like the person who is trying to get onto Forbidden Journey at 25 stone. I just wouldn't have time or room or any inclination to do it.
The thing is, I've had the fish and chips there, but they're not British fish and chips.
Yeah,
I mean they're nice, but they're not British fish and chips.
No. Next one says, maybe it is me. So break up. Maybe it is me. It's not you. It's me. Sorry, I just didn't like the ride.
Which ride?
Yeah, I don't know. It seemed, as in clothes seem. It seemed not well thought out and rushed. It was way too dark, and the characters were hard to recognise. That guy with the cigar and the glasses. Is that Hermione? I just don't know.
I mean, it might be a good review if we knew what you were talking about.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I'm assuming they're talking about the Forbidden Journey, because it is quite... Well, they could be talking about either, but...
I mean, they could be talking about the toilets for all I know.
Yeah, they're both fantastic rides. I don't know what you're talking about. Let's read a couple more. This one just seems quite random. Been to both Universals, Florida and California, and it's always the same. Horribly expensive. Example, you can do 3 days in Disney and come up with the same price for 1 day in Universal for park tickets. Don't believe me? Just punch in 4 adults and 2 kids, and then remember you don't pay for fast passes in Disney, and you will get early entry for 1 day. When you pair that equally with Universal, it's 3 for 1. Honestly, to really enjoy Universal, you just have to be rich. You have to pay. You have to pay for their VIP or their rip-off one-use fast pass for each ride scam, etc. Now, are the parks nice? Sure, if you don't mind hour waits and your wallet floating away. It's just like, it's just flying away. Walletus totalis.
Or they're just like queuing in the river or something, and just like it's just floating down the river.
Yeah, they've just gone Jurassic Park River Adventure, and it's just they've just dropped it.
They're just wading in. Where's the queue?
So you can't do that now.
You just get hit by a boat as it's coming down.
Disney has gotten ridiculous too. Now, if you're able to travel whenever you want, I'm sure you can go there when the crowds are much less. In that case, I guess you can bump my rating up a star or two. But for the ordinary Joe Blow, what the hell? That's very different. You're talking about a very different thing now. For the ordinary Joe Blow, this place blows. There's too many blows. There's too many talk about Joe Blow.
There's too much blowing going on here.
Yeah, there is way too much blowing. But I also don't like how the fact that if you take Joe Blow and maybe switch some of the letters, you get BJ. I'm just saying. But I do guess they have your backs against the wall because kids love this stuff and parents will do anything for their kids. It's got nothing to do with Harry Potter. Nothing.
No. It goes back to them complaining about the busyness of the parks, and they're saying
August.
It's like, and they're saying how it's if you can travel whenever you want, and it's a better park. So it's your fault. Well, it's not your fault, but you're in the same boat as everyone else.
Yeah, exactly.
And I love the point. I know Universal's fast pass system isn't great because you have to pay for it, and it's really expensive if you're going to pay for
expensive, it.
Yeah. I don't know who does pay for it. Doesn't he, if you're staying on property, it's fair enough that you get it for free. But I certainly would pay for it. Yeah, I mean it's not even in all the hotels, is it? It's only in 2.
Yeah, Hard Rock and
Portofino.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I don't think you get in any of the others, do you?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, but I certainly wouldn't pay for it.
No.
So I don't really think you can compare it to Disney pricing.
No, I think it's a difficult thing to compare.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, it's almost like the cost of the park entry, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
For a day.
It is crazy expensive.
Yeah.
I'm going to read one more, and this one is about Harry Potter. And they say, so disappointed. We visited the Hogwarts part of the park first, and I was incredibly disappointed. The castle ride haphazardly threw as many random images and moments from the series at you without a solid storyline. It didn't make you feel like you were there, and it completely lacked any creativity or magic.
Harsh.
I think that's really harsh, because that's one of the few rides where I've gone on, and I know we said it before, and I think Universal smashed it. The Diagon Alley side was a bit better, but it still struck me as nothing more than a good replica. What are they supposed to do?
That's brilliant.
Oh, it's not bloody real, is it?
No, it's completely. I mean, I don't even think that dragon up there is real.
I mean, it breathes fire, but it just looks like a bloody effect to me.
Yeah.
Jesus. Again, it completely failed to capture the magic and emotion of the Harry Potter world. The gifts inside the shops were cheap and unexciting. The ride was thrilling, but not magical. They had so much material to work with, and they completely missed the mark. Failed to capture what Harry Potter is all about. I left so dissatisfied. I wish that Disney had been able to create Harry Potter world, as they tend to have much more creativity than Universal. Maybe hold fire on that until Toy Story Land, and tell me if they've kept that creativity. Still can't believe that other Harry Potter fans are impressed by this park. Save your money for something else.
Wow. I mean, they don't really say what they're so disappointed by.
No.
Really? I mean, look, the whole point about the good replica is ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. And for saying there's no creativity in the Forbidden Journey.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean for me, I think, the Forbidden Journey isn't one of my favourite rides, but the way it's been built is fantastic. Like the way it puts you on that arm, it's just like there's no other ride like it really that I can think of.
No, I completely agree. It is incredible what they've done. It really is. I do think it's one of the better things that Universal's done. And in fact, just seeing two more that I'm going to have to read out. I know it's going to lengthen the podcast out, but these are just two that I'm going to have to read. The next one's from Elizabeth A, and she says disappointing. There's a lot of disappointed here. After Disney, a major contrast. Harry Potter, visually interesting, but rides were terrifying for a young child. Only adults on most popular roller coaster rides involving dark, somewhat terrifying elevators, jerking movements, sharp drops in the dark. I mean,
what is she talking about?
I'm not quite sure the elevator going down into Gringotts is that terrifying.
Oh, I see.
I'll be honest. Overall, poor park management. One long line for admission tickets. At least 45 inches.
Feet inches?
I don't know. Rides with 3-hour wait. High fee for walk-on. Park unclean. No good dining choices. Several drunken guests actually ill, not removed from train line for 20 inches. Minutes? She must mean minutes here. It's not
maybe?
how you write minutes. Public areas not kept clean. Workers occasionally helpful. Our 9-year-old had read all the books and seen the movies, unable to ride. Did not enhance books. Rides were adult thrill. A $53 magic wand was fun, but many of the magic sites did not work. Needed maintenance.
I mean, that is an awfully difficult review to read, isn't it?
I have no idea what she is talking about.
She's just tried to make like 1,000 points
In a paragraph.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one says, this is from Our Opinion, so you know it's going to be good. That's their username. It says, still for Potter freaks only. Who'd have thought it, eh? Who'd have thought the Wizarding World of Harry Potter would be for Harry Potter fans? If you're a Potter freak, capitalised, who wants to dress up and wave a fake wand, this place is for you. Most of the rides are not accessible for large or overweight... bitterness is coming out.
Yeah,
for large or
go.
overweight people. Tons of wand shops to buy wands starting at $35. The Buttermaid beer milk, or whatever it is supposed to be, is disgusting and not worth the dollars. Area is small and cramped. Lines are long. Have a good time. What? Enjoy the other areas in the two parks. They are much better than Potter World. Potter!
Yeah, I he sounds like incredibly bitter because he can't get on one of the rides.
Yeah, I just imagine him like the guy that plays World of Warcraft in that South Park episode, who is just like absolutely massive, and he's like just clicking the mouse. He's just like, or the guy from Jurassic Park.
But he's just like reviewed this, even though he sounds like he has no appreciation for Harry Potter.
When you're calling butterbeer, Buttermaid beer milk.
And he's calling people who like Harry Potter Potter freaks.
Yeah, I mean, Buttermaid beer milk.
3 people has found his review helpful. That is brilliant.
Yeah, it's pretty shocking. I'll be honest, that one, I don't think... oh my god, there is one here that says, I'm too fat to be a wizard. Oh dear, I'm going to read it. I did not fit in any of the Harry Potter rides, and I'm serious, his title does say I'm too fat to be a wizard. I did not fit on any of the Harry Potter rides, too big to be a wizard. While I'm not a small man, by any stretch of the imagination, this is the only group of rides I've ever been too big to ride. I've been to multiple parks, including Disney and Cedar Point, with no issues. No problem in the rest of the park, just too fat to be a wizard. It's not funny, but it is.
Oh no! Sounds like they have quite a space issue.
Yeah, I mean the thing is,
but I can't hold that against them.
I don't see his problem. You know, he may be too fat to be a wizard, but he's not too fat to drink Buttermaid beer milk. Just go for one of them.
That classic Buttermaid beer milk.
Oh man! And on that note, I think we're going to have to end it before we just go too far down that rabbit hole. And
I don't think a rabbit hole would be big enough.
No, I think you're right. Universal don't make rabbit holes that big. So if you've enjoyed today's podcast, please do leave us a positive review on iTunes. We love reading through them and seeing those, and some of them are quite weird and funny, and we appreciate those.
But we have no weight restrictions on our podcast.
No, and we do try, and please realise that anything we say is in jest, and we're taking the mick out of the people leaving the reviews, not the people actually in the parks trying to get on these rides. And we do understand people's problems, and please do take it as a joke, because that's what we mean by it. Except people that say it's beer milk Buttermaid or whatever he said it was, because you're just an idiot. If you want to find us, we're online at our website. We're themeparktrader.com. We're also on Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram. Our username is themeparktrader. I am on Twitter as well. Many of you listen to my ramblings on there, which are even worse than what I get away with on here. And I am at Ryanogs, that's RYANOGS. Dan is also on Twitter, and his username is
Screwby Online, SCRWBY Online.
Thanks very much for listening, and we will see you next week.
Ah, there you are. And just in time. There's a little matter I forgot to mention. Beware of hitchhiking ghosts. They have selected you to fill our quota, and they'll haunt you until you return.